Hello everyone here. So glad to have you all. So this is the final presentation for our hackathon, and Alhagie sharing his screen. So we have the agenda on the line. I'm just gonna go through it, and then Alhagie is gonna talk later on. So just a quick reminder again, Hack4Gambia is actually organized by Alhagie Boye and Cherno Jallow. And so far, by right now, most of you would have known our agenda for this hackathon, right? Like our main motive for this to inspire and, promote access to technology within not just high schoolers, but to basically teenagers in the Gambia. So next is the presentations and Q&A. So like basically we're gonna have the presentation, and then we actually gonna be followed by a question and answer session. Basically, each presentation of the top 5 panelists is gonna be followed by a question and answer session for anyone who wants to throw in question. And then of course we're gonna throw in the prize announcement for this hackathon. And finally, we're gonna have the Pycon Senegambia ticket raffle. So Alhagie is gonna take off from the prize announcement to the end. And also 2 other things we'll be doing is actually to speak on leadership, right? And the digital certificates will be sent to basically everyone. Now, for the certificates, some are pretty confused about this. It doesn't matter if you have been selected in the finalist or not. Actually, if you participated from the beginning to the end, you're actually going to receive a digital certificate. Okay. Moving on forward. Okay, these are just some statistics about the hackathon. We actually have 31 participants in total, 75% of which are male and 24% are female. We are honestly really inspired. We are expecting to see more of university students, and then it just turns out we have more high schoolers than university students. It just shows where the future of the Gambia is lying. That's majority of the tech nuts and young high schoolers mindsets have been shifted now. A lot of people have been shifting now to actually been trying to be innovative at an early age, and this is something that is really inspiring. So we have high schoolers and first-year students, recent graduates, and some others. And this is pretty cool. So now moving on to the next.
All right. So I'll continue from here. And as Cherno has mentioned, like we've been very inspired about everyone joining, like from different age group and people with different backgrounds. Like some people are beginners, and I can say like more than 75% of the people who signed up for the hackathon are beginners, are complete beginners. And what really stood out for us, we break it down to 5 main categories. And the first one is curiosity and willingness. Like, even though most of these people are beginners, like many of you openly said that you're first starting your tech journey, like HTML, CSS, Python, and basics, ICT core classes. Yet what shines through this is your drive to learn and explore and grow even with little or no prior background. And also the next thing is diverse background and same person, like from high school seniors at Newsrod to UDG computer science freshmen to self-taught students coding since age of 8. You all came together with one shared passion, and that is using technology to solve real-world problems. And the next step here is the problem-solving mindset. Like several of you mentioned AI, data science, robotics, up to web application development and healthcare technology. What stood out wasn't just these tools, but the focus on solving community challenges and making an impact in the community. And the fourth point here is collaboration and growth, like many highlighted wanting to connect, grow, and be part of driving teams. And from the survey we gave you guys at the end of the hackathon, most people really find this very beneficial, and like team building, learning new technologies from other people has been one of the most important feedback you guys have gave us. And this shows that Hack4Gambia isn't just about projects, it's about building a supportive community in the Gambia. And we've also seen a lot of hidden talents and potentials, whether it's coding since childhood, building beginner projects in web development, combining public health with computer science. The range of skills and experience here shows that the talent is here. It's just needs nurturing and a lot of opportunity. So with that being said, our presentations today, this is our top 5 teams who is going to be presenting on their projects. And the first one here is a productivity app by Kyler JD Charm. I forgot to edit the name, but it's KYLAR. Then AgriConnect by Demba Jallow, Aminata Jasi, and Bolamin Juve. And Exploring the Gambia's Cost of Living by Tassertu Jallow and Hawamudu Bedanso. Service Finder by Solomon Williams, Joro Jan, and Mamoudou Alpha Jallow. And Marketplace Tracker by Muski Jao, Al Hussein Omipa, and Ali Usar. So we will get started with the presentation here, and I will stop sharing my screen, and I will leave Kyler JD Cham to start the presentation.
Okay, hello everybody. Let me see, how do I share my screen? Alright, hello everybody. My name is Kyler Cham, and I am going to be presenting to y'all the simple web app I made for the 2025 Hack4Gambia Hackathon. Alright. So let me explain what I'll be talking about here first. I will first introduce myself, I will introduce my project, then I'll explain how it can be used, how it works, and how it can be scaled. And then finally, I'll give a live demo, and then maybe after that some Q&A. Who am I? I am Kyler G.D. Cham, a 14-year-old 11th grade student in the senior secondary school. And I've been coding since I was 8. Now, I know that might seem a bit wild and unbelievable, but I have had a real passion for tech ever since I was a toddler playing video games. And eventually, I got curious on how to build my own games, and that's where it all started. I was born in the United States, and my father brought me here to the Gambia, where I began my journey into coding, where I started really humbly by trying out HTML, CSS, and JavaScript on my phone. Now, I work with Svelte, React Native, and C# in my web dev, Android app, and game development projects respectively, and I am currently working on a chat app with React Native and Expo called Yap for now, but it's subject to change, obviously. Alright, let me introduce my project to y'all. The project, I nicknamed it Productivity with IE instead of Y. I didn't really have any other ideas for a name, so I just got a little bit, I rushed it. Anyway, it is a 3-tab productivity app, which I plan on making it run locally on your system. So it's not necessarily just because it's a website doesn't mean it will only run on web. I would actually rather it be a locally ran app, maybe using Electron or Tari, in order for it to be run offline. It has 3 easily scalable features: a to-do list, a notes list, and a budgeting tool. And I can also easily add more since the app is easily scalable. Each of them is user-friendly with a simple interface that can be easily used for day-to-day use and is tailored for great user experience. So here's a little preview, but let's talk about the first part of it. The to-do section. In the to-do list section, you can add, check off, edit, and delete tasks in the list. You can also search for tasks using a search bar and filter between completed and uncompleted tasks. It works by storing all of the tasks in an array of objects to do. It uses event listeners to add, edit, and delete, usually on commit, and then it uses the function update to do list to dynamically display tasks in the list. On the left, you can see here that I have a basic explanation, and here we also have a filter, which I explained here, where you can search for, and you have the tasks where you can check out, you can edit, you can delete, you can add more, and I'll show you this in the live demo. Next is the notes section. The notes section is very similar to the to-do list section, but you can add, delete notes in a list. However, you can also search for notes using a search bar, but the main difference here is that it allows you to use HTML formatting, which you can see here. As you can see here, I used the H1 tag in order to make this text bold and bigger in the notes, which I believe is better, it just makes it easier to format your notes in general. I believe so. And here it's very similar UI, just box where you can enter the note itself. You can add the note. You can search for notes. And yeah, you have some example notes here. And this is the one formatted. So next we have the, oh shoot, let's go forward. Let me go forward. The budgeting section. So the budgeting section, I believe, is the most unique one here, and it allows you to add, edit, and delete both your income and expenses. It basically uses the income and expenses you input to calculate net income, which can be positive or negative. Here in the diagram, you can see our net income, which is positive in this situation. And it lastly shows a pie chart on the right, which shows your data in a visual form, allowing you to easily visualize how much you spent and how much you've earned. It works very similar to the to-do list, but with chart.js implementation of the pie chart and more strict conditioning for individual list items. This is because I'm using one variable to store both the income expenses, but I have to choose which list to display them in based on the amount. If it is positive, I put it in the income, and if it's negative, I put it in the expenses. Alright, that's about it. So now I'm going to show you all a live demo of it in practice so that you can understand how it works. If that is decent enough. Let's let that load real quick. Alright, so let me start off by clearing up this so that you can get a full perspective of how it would look for a new user. And how you can see it has no to-dos to display. So let's start off by adding a task. Let's say I need to do, my homework, for example. So there's a task right there. And let's add another one. Let's say cook lunch. And maybe one more. Tell my brother to give my charger back. These are just very random ones, but you'll see what the point is. Not the context, it's the function. So here you can see that if I click on this, I can check each individual task like that. I can check this one too. Now let's say I wanted to edit this one because I made a mistake. I can press the edit button and I can enter the new task. Say, tell my sister to give my charger back. And that will change it to reflect the new input you put in. And also you can just simply delete it by clicking delete button and OK. But I didn't work on the filters part, so I'm going to add some new tasks. So let's say go to school, fix the door, eat my candy. So let me give you a demonstration of the filtering. So let's say I wanted to look for the fix the door task. I can type fix here. And when I do that, it shows that task. I can also search for, let's say, the homework task, and that will show there. I can also filter between done and uncompleted ones using this. So if I search for uncompleted, it will only show the uncompleted ones. And if I search for completed, it will show the completed ones. So that's about it. Notes is very similar. However, you can just do everything you could before, but you can also input HTML. So let's say I wanted to add a marquee, which is used for scrolling text, and I say /marquee. This will allow you to insert that as an element into your notes, and yeah, there you go. You can also delete it if you want to delete it, or you can delete it. Yep. And you can also edit one. So let's say I edited this one too. Go there. So that's how you can do that. And the last one, which is the budgeting tab, is maybe the most cool one, where you can add and remove expenses, or add expenses or income and remove those. So let's say I started with just a salary of $1,000. So you can see the graph is completely green because it's only income. And let's say I give to mom. Let's say I gave her $500. Now you can see that a part of it is gone. And we can also add some more income. Let's say I got a gift from dad of $200. So you know the net income is increased. But in the situation, let's say I lost some money, and let's say I lost $1,000 here. Now we are in debt and we have a negative balance, which is why you can use this application to manage your finances by knowing whether you've spent too much or if you have any profit or extra left over. So that's basically all I've worked from here. And I believe that with enough time and effort, I could expand this into a much bigger and much more useful app. So, yeah, that's all I have for now. Alright, I believe I am done now.
All right. Thank you very much, Kyla. This is a very impressive project, and like looking at what you've done, like having the to-do list, the notes, and the budgeting. I think these are three great tools which each student needs, and I think it's going to be helpful for everyone. So I will just go ahead and ask my question. Me and Cherno are going to ask each at least one question. So the first question I have for you here is you mentioned that if you have time, you're going to add more features to it. I'm just curious. Um, if you had more time, what advanced productivity features will you add to this project?
Okay, so that's a good question, and I appreciate it. The first thing I would do is adding time schedules to to-dos, because sometimes you don't want to just have a to-do there. You want it to remind you when to finish it, or to have a specific time that it should be done by. And so I would add that as a scheduler, and as well as an events list that I could add to a calendar in order for you to track it a lot better. In addition, I might also add some some advanced mathematics tools which you can use for calculations, perhaps a math solver, if I were to gear it towards students. But if it's just for general productivity, I think scheduling would be the first thing I would add.
Okay, thank you very much. Cherno, do you have any questions?
Yeah, of course. So, Kayla, this is very impressive. I'm so glad to see you doing this at a very young age. And honestly, like seeing this yesterday, grading this, I couldn't believe you were actually able to come up with this, right? So, keep it up. One question
Thanks.
I actually have, like more of like a question and kind of like a direction is that, what is your, like, who do you aim to help with this? Like, what's actually your problem statement? And I'm actually gonna follow up with something else too. So just go ahead and answer that.
Okay, so I believe that this app can be used by people who struggle to manage their tasks and stuff like that if they need to. If they have struggled to organize themselves, so they can use the to-do list to mark out the tasks they need to do, especially when working on a project. And they can use the notes to keep more advanced track of what they've done, and budgeting if they have money to work with. So I believe it's meant for almost everyone who is doing something productive.
Okay, this is impressive. So this is just a final piece of motivation, like not motivation, advice. This is what I always recommend people to do. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how cool your product is. The most important thing is you being able to convince them and market your tool, right? So every time you have to start working on or presenting on an idea, I would always recommend starting with the problem statement. That what, like if you can come up with some statistics that about 90% of people like feel to struggle to manage their expenses, right? Like this actually gives more attention to your project and make people feel like that, what, this is urgent and we should give this kid an attention. But overall, this is very great and I'm really glad, okay?
Okay, I see your point. Thank you for the advice. I'll keep it in mind.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Our next presenter here is AgriConnect by Jallow. I'm Neta Jase, and I'm model manager.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aminata Jase. I'm a 10th science student at Nuzat Senior Secondary School. and I am presenting on behalf of Team 007. Yes, you guys are hearing me. Cause
Yes, yes, we can hear
We
you
hear you. We
clearly.
hear you.
Yeah, we can
Good.
hear you.
yeah,
Are
good
you
evening. Good
are you
evening.
next to a charger? Because it looks like your battery is on 5%.
Oh,
Or you can go ahead. I don't know how long your battery lasts.
yes, okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Aminata Jesse, and I'm a 10th science student at Nuzat Senior Secondary School, presenting on behalf of Team 007. In the Gambia, many farmers face challenges connecting with buyers, accessing information, and selling their products fairly. Our team built AgriConnect Gambia, a platform designed to bridge this gap between farmers and the market. AgriConnect Gambia, as I've shown in your screen, a mobile-first web platform designed to connect farmers, buyers, suppliers, and agricultural advisors in the Gambia. The team members are Aminata Jase, that's me, Demba Jallow, and Modula Minju. The purpose of AgriConnect Gambia is to empower local farmers by giving them a simple way to showcase their products and connect directly with consumers, suppliers, and businessmen. By bridging the gap between farmers and markets in the Gambia, make agricultural trade and information faster and easier. Our goal is to increase farmers' income, reduce post-harvest losses, and create a stronger link between. Oh, my phone is having it. Let me fix it.
Um,
No pressure. Take
Hello.
your time. If Demba can continue with the presentation, I think he got the slides too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if she can continue, it's okay. But if I have to finish, okay, that's fine. we can-
Right.
my phone is currently having issues, but like,
Okay, do you mind then I present?
ah,
It looks like
If,
your battery
if
is
it is
on
going to take more time.
4% too.
Okay, then but I'm having a different presentation slide. I think okay,
I
if
can
that's okay with you, I can go with that.
I can share the slides because you sent me the slides. I can share it and you can read from it.
Yeah, I don't worry. Let me see. Okay. Shall I? Oh,
Aminata, you might want to stop sharing your screen now. Thank you.
is my screen visible?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. As Aminata already introduced us, so I will not waste any time. We created a web application, a mobile web application to empower Gambian farmers and buyers.
That is beautiful.
This application is called AgriConnect. I'm connecting farmers and buyers to smarter, more resilient agricultural sector in the Gambia. So the name of this team is Team Demba's Hackathon 2025. Okay, so the challenge is that farmers face in the Gambia here. One of them is a lack of market access, and we can all agree to that. Somebody is speaking.
I'm gonna mute him right now. You can go ahead.
Okay, lack of market access, farmers
Hello, Demba. Hi, are you with us? Hey, it looks like Demba is not here. I can share the slides, and when he's back, he can read from it.
Yeah, he might be facing some internet issues.
Yeah, or if the other member I said you can. Um, is Aminata Jase around?
Okay, so you just joined.
Okay. Aminata, will you be able to continue the presentation on behalf of Demba? Okay, so see that. Do you think we should go ahead with the next team? Looks like it's a network issue, and we can get back to them whenever they're done.
Yeah, great.
All right, then the next team is exploring the Gambia's cost of living by Basiru Jallow and how Madupe done. So you guys can start sharing your screen.
Hello.
It looks like Demba is back. Demba, are you able to continue?
Sorry, it's raining here, so the network sometimes,
Yeah.
because of
Yeah, I can really get it. So I will just go ahead and share the screen, and you can just read from our slides, okay?
Okay.
All right, you can go ahead.
So we mentioned the problems and we decided to come up with a solution. That is this application. We call it AgriConnect. So it's a mobile web application that directly connect farmers and buyers. And this application also facilitate transparency, transactions, and fair pricing, because everything here is digital, and it provides farmers with market access, and the buyers with reliable supply sources. So you can see this is the application. It is called AgriConnect. You can see it had inputs where the farmer when the farmer comes to the portal, the farmer have to create a profile, and we make everything very simple. In every input, we make sure that the input is easily understandable, because if our audience cannot understand the inputs, it means this application is not going to be useful. So we understood our audience. Not all of them have the technical know-how. So in every input we make, and we use an icon that is going to at least communicate to the farmer that this is the type of information you have to enter here. Yeah, let me go to the next slide. Yeah, so after the farmer created a profile, the farmer is going to add click on the add listing button. There's a listing button. Later I'm going to show a little demo, but because here the image are too small and they are MG, So if it is not kind of clear here, but you can see that here there is an add listing button here. And if you add to the listing, you can see the listings available here. But before the listing is added, there is a tips that is telling the farmer that no listing is available for now, but you can be the first person to add your listing. And you can see we have the counter. Anytime a farmer uploaded, it's an instant application. The moment a farmer uploaded a profile, it is going to be displayed on the buyer's board. So what you see here, where list available producer is the buyer's board. So anything on the farmer list is going to appear here. So there's a counter. Anytime a farmer upload, it is going to count. That is this number of listings we have. So you can also see that everything here is very easy, it's very simple.
Right.
You can go to the next. Within the application also, we after the buyer's board, we have something called Agri Hub. It's an area which give the farmers some tips about the market, because we are trying to solve the market problem here. You can see this application is going to update daily. That is going to tell the farmer that this is the situation of the market. You can see that now currently here, daily market prices that a bag of corn is $500 and a box of mango is $300. So with this information, the farmer can now decide, should I sell my mangoes right now, or should I wait for a rise in price to come later? So this thing is going to help the farmers. We also have advanced features that will be coming later, that we are going to implement AI application inside the system. That is AI powered and crop and pest recognition. How this thing works is that as a farmer, if you have a disease or you have a pest in your farm, you are going to take a photo of it. So after taking the photo, you are going to upload this photo into the website. So we are going to make all these things very easy for the farmers. So when this photo is uploaded, we will have our well-trained and trusted AI model, which is going to analyze this photo and provide a solution that is going to give the farmer what the farmer have to do. And we also want to implement a dynamic pricing and market trend, a model that is going to analyze the market data to provide real-time price recommendation. Like it can suggest the farmer like this is the price that you can sell your this produce. And we also want to create a smart crop calendar that is going to personalize the planting and harvesting recommendation, because you can see that in the previous years raining season start early, but now we see that rainy season is always late. But you can realize that now September is now recording higher rainfall compared to August. Before Gambia, we used to say that August is the highest, rainfall that we used to record in a year. But now the things are changing. So with this application, at least we can give the farmers some tips. That is this time you should clear your farm at this period of time. We are expecting rain at this time, and let's say maybe it's those who farming watermelon can also have some hope. Like at this period of time, we are going to have the rain dropping. So those farming watermelon can now do their farming. Yeah, that is about the hope and the future. For the future, that's on scalability. That is meaning in the future, we are going to add a lot of features without the system breaking up. So far, this application, we are creating for lasting impact, not something that we do for one day or we do for fun. This is something that we want to do for our people, because our farmers have been suffering. So this application is going to, have, empowerment on the economic, because it's going to, increase the farmers' income and build sustainable livelihood, because the farmers are the one who feed us. And if we cannot feed ourselves, our economic is still going to be questioned. And food security also, you cannot be, you cannot, compete with health when you cannot feed yourself. All you depend is, importing food from other countries, and you cannot question them even if they are neglected, because they are the one feeding you. So meaning even your independence is questioned. So that's why we think it is necessary that we come into agriculture and digitalize things and find a way to make things easy. Yeah, let's go to the next. Let's see. So also this application so far, we after building it for our 4 steps and our first building, we have some recommendation from other sources. One of them is offline support. That is, we understood that like sometimes connection can be challenging. Not everybody can have internet all the time. As I'm experiencing right now, it is when connection is a problem. Like we want to implement some features that will enable farmers to use this application even if there is no connection. And we want to track, like if a farmer is selling bags of groundnut and he is having, let's say, 200 bags of groundnut and he sold 100 bags, so the system should be able to track how many bags are remaining, so that other buyers, when they come, they will able to understand that these are the number of bags remaining. At least this is going to help the website. We will have integrity and consistency of the data on the website. So I think that's what we have so far. Let me see give a quick demo on the website and see. Let me know if you are seeing my application right now. I'm not now present on the other things. Can I present now?
So for the sake of time and to respect people's data in time to like you guys' time is up, I can just show them like a 1 minute of the video you sent us for the submission. Because if you want to go for the demo, it's going to take a lot of time and we have other people to present.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I'll share the video with people. All right. Let me share the video, then we can do the question and answer.
Like a farmer listing portal. It has a buyers, buyers board where the buyers will see what the farmers listed on the portal. So for now, let's see this application here. This is the AgriConnect, empowering Gambian farmers and buyers. So how it works is the farmer have to create a profile by entering their name. We try to make it very simple. You can see each input. We try to implement an icon that can make it easy for the farmers to understand the inputs that they have to deal with. Give it a name, crop type. So we are going to make sure that all the possible crops in the Gambia here are listed here for easy navigation for the farmers. They don't have to struggle. The number of bars, let's say 10 bars, that's okay. The prices per unit. Corn is not expensive. 500 is okay. You insert your phone number. And the date that this crop was harvested. Then you add a listing. There's a listing button. So we have a counter below here. Anytime we add a listing, it is counted. The counter count the number of listings available. Let's add another listing. And the region they are in. The specific village for easy communication. Let's say Timbuktu. And the group type, groundnut. Bags, let's say 100 bags of groundnut. URL confirmed very well. Ground is a bit expensive, 1005. Phone number. That's okay. The date at which this groundnut was harvested, say sometime last year. Tool listings. You can see now we have a tool listing available here, and this is the buyer's board. Now the buyers has the ability to sort in this based on what they want. Lowest price 500, highest price is 1, and we have a crop type. You can sort in it. So we know that if a crop is sold, it no longer need to be displayed on the buyer's board, yeah, for consistency purpose. But for now, this prototype is in the build up stage. We understand that, and this button, sole button, should not be accessible by everyone because otherwise it's going to cause inconsistency, and is that will be.
I will stop the video here for the sake of time, but this is the core functionalities of the application, and we will go ahead and do the question and answers. Cherno, you can start.
Yeah, thank you, Demo, for this wonderful presentation. It was awesome. Offline support was one of the recommendations you received, right? And I'm just curious to know what are some of the approaches like you are considering for, future offline support, because I don't expect a farmer in a rural village in Senegal to actually be having data like in the middle of the farm, in the middle of the village, right? So that was a very cool and like sensible recommendation. I'm just kind of curious to know what are some of the approaches now are you considering for offline support to farmers?
Sorry, can you come again? My network was breaking. Please.
Oh, okay. I mean, offline support for your application to farmers was one of the recommendations you received, right? What approaches are you currently considering, for implementing that?
Yeah. This one. For this application, we are going to make a lot of researches. You can see most of us are students. Aminata is from Newsword. I am from. I'm a third year student at UTG, and Mamadou is a first semester. So most of the time when people give us an update, we are going to make some findings. But we are going to do everything possible, and SMS is going to be one of the things that will be part of this application. And for the other thing is that we know that farmers are going to find it difficult maybe for the first time. But what we plan to do is that we are going to different communities. If possible, we can talk to the Ministry of Agriculture. We can go to different communities. We communicate to them how are they going to use this application, because all of us, at least each one of us can speak a different local language. So at least if we can talk to the farmers directly and show them how easy is this application is, I think that is going to be easy for them.
Awesome. Can go ahead, Alhagie, with your question.
So my question was, what was the most challenging part of the project and how did you overcome it?
Yeah, the most challenging part of this project was using the Firebase. All the time I've been building front end. I never go into back end. So having a contest at your hand, let's say 3 days to go, and you are asked to use, let's say, a different application as complicated as a back end software. So it was very, very tough. I have to spend the entire night, trying to see how this application works, and I make sure it does not fail me. You know how irritating it is when you have syntax errors and your code is not working. It was really hard.
All right, thank you very much, Demba. That was a wonderful presentation, and we can start the presentation for the next group. All right. So the next group we have here is Exploring the Gambia Cost of Living by Basiru Jallow and Hawamudu Dancer.
Good evening, everyone. Can you all hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, Basiru.
Okay. Well, today I'm excited to show you something we all feel but rarely see clearly: the rising cost of living in the Gambia. So let me show you what we built. For every Gambian family, the rising cost of essentials like rice, oil, and bread is not just a news headline. It's a daily financial pressure. Sometimes, it feels more expensive, but you don't know by how much. So our project solves this issue. We have built an interactive dashboard that transforms complex economic data into clear visual story.
that clear visual story about how life in the Gambia has become more expensive. So this is our main dashboard. Here you can see the price trend of essential goods from 2020 to 2024. And the first thing you notice is that every single line is going up. But our tools lets you go deeper. Watch this. So here if I select, let's say, onions. Here we can see that the price for onions have absolutely skyrocketed, especially in the last 2 years. Now here we see the price trend for rice. Sorry, please excuse me. So here, this is the price trend for a 50 kg bag of rice. It is a staple food for almost every Gambian, and this steady climb represents a huge added burden on households' budgets. This interactivity allows anyone to explore the data and find the story that matters to them. And also, we did the analysis for this. This chart here represents the overall percentage increase for each item. And also the results are very incredible. A bag of rice is 90% more expensive is in just 4 years. And also, a bag of onion is almost 90% expensive in just 4 years. And also a bag of rice is shows 80% increase. That is an extra $1,000 families have to find to put food on the table. These aren't just abstract numbers. They represent difficult choices between food and other necessities. Now I will stop here and my co-presenter, Awa, will take from here. Please, I'll go on.
I can check it for you. It doesn't look like how Modupe, so he's not here. Since he's not here, you can go ahead.
Okay, then let me go ahead. Now, how did we do this? Our processes were clear. First, we created a partially clean data set because we couldn't access public data quickly. And also with the help of AI, we were able to get some sources where we were able to get the complete data that we wanted. Here is a picture of it. And then the next step, we use Microsoft Power BI. We use Excel to clean the data and also analyze it. This part here is where we clean the data and arrange it for the visualizations. And this part also is where we analyze the price increase, the percentage increase in the items. And then we will move to the visualization. Second, we used Microsoft Power BI to build this interactive dashboard. The line chart and the slicer work perfect to make the exploration seamless. That is this on the step 5 at the final dashboard. And then finally, we calculated these metrics like the 80% increase for the rice using formulas directly within Power BI. For the second graph, that's what we did. Instead of using the Excel analysis Excel file, we use the codes directly into Power BI, into the first clean data that we created to be able to create this second chart here. And then, so now finally, please excuse me.
No problem, take your time.
Sorry. So my conclusion. So why does it matter? Because data should empower people, not confuse them. We have taken an issue everyone feels and given them a tool to see it, understand it, and talk about it with clarity. This isn't just a chat, it's a conversation starter about economic well-being in the Gambia. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Dasrata. That was a great presentation. And I just before I ask my question, like I'm just inspired about the innovative thinking because I feel like the cost of living have been rising in the Gambia so much, and like being able to come up with this idea to show people actually the price increase for these basic goods that people use in their day-to-day life is very important. And also the other thing that impressed me is like the data quality. Even though you guys were not able to find the data, you use site or AI to find some data that can represent this the original and the rightful data. And you also followed all the steps like the data cleaning, visualization, and all those stuff. And the output, I think, is very understandable. Like if you give the graph to anyone, I think it will be able for them to interpret it. So my question is for the data issue, because like we always have this phrase, which is garbage in, garbage out. So like your data is the most important part of whatever you're building. And since this data is curated from the Google site or some AI tools you use, um, how do you want to how in the future how will you fix this data issue to make sure you're using the right data for the prices of this good?
Okay, so based on my research, I learned that the Gambia Bureau of Statistics used to have data on these prices. At first, when I visited the website, I couldn't get it, but I think in future, I might be able to go to them personally and request data from them and see how it goes. And also we have other sources like the World Bank, and also there's another one that is, I think, the Gambia cost, sorry, forget something about Africa. I will still find out more on it. But for now, those are the two main data sources that we know of: Gambia Bureau of Statistics and also the World Bank.
All right, thank you, Cherno. You can ask your question.
This is a very impressive project, Tashirot, and I really love how you guys are molding into the data analysis kind of stuff, right? And one thing that really impressed me about this project is how it is very easy to follow by providing a step-by-step documentation and sensitizing. My question is kind of similar to what Alhagie asked, but a little bit different. So I've seen you guys have done some pretty cool data cleaning and augmentation. That's pretty awesome. I'm just curious to know, like, how often are you guys planning to refresh your data set to always reflect the real price value of whatsoever it is in stock or in the market? So in summary, how often are you planning to refresh your data set to match the market value of that particular trend going on?
Okay, for now we don't have the current manpower. What I wanted was every month, because here, Gambia, here the prices you cannot predict them. You go to this shop and they will tell you it's 500. You go to the next one, it will tell you it's 600. So if at all we had the manpower and the right tools, probably every month, or if not, we'll go to every 6 months to be updated the data.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
All right, that was very impressive. I think one thing you can add in the future is like, because if you're going to talk about cost of living, it's not only prices but also that people income, like being able to add the income of people in the future is a very important feature you can add in this application. All right, so we will go ahead to the next team, which is Service Founder by Solomon Williams, Chorojan, and Mohammed Al-Fajala.
All right. Good evening, everybody. My name is Solomon and I'm 19, software engineer, running, learning and improving myself always. I'm representing the team service finder. So let's get started. Okay, so we came up with this service finder project for some reason. Let's start. So why we built this stuff? Now, finding services in the Gambia is harder than it should be. I always see people when they need services, they have to go like door to door or rely on word of mouth in order to get someone that does that services. Like for instance, in my local area, when people need something like an electrician, they need to go through no through people trying to find out if they know any electrician that they can help them with. And that's very inconvenient and time wasting. So secondly, people rely on word of mouth and random social media posts. This is very true. Like for instance, sometimes in my household itself, we will need a service, let's say a plumber or an electrician, and it will be very urgent. But then we don't know anybody that does it around there. We have to go through people trying to figure out if there's any electrician around there or a plumber, which is very inconvenient. Three, we wanted a centralized, easy to use platform. Yeah. So after all these problems, we said now, how about we build something that is a centralized platform and easy to use for every service vendor and service provider. The problem we tackled, no reliable directory for local services. Exactly. There's no reliable directory for local services. Like today, you use this method to get a service. Next time you try to use that method, it does not work. You need to go to another person and to go on to use another method, try to get the service. Time wasting, time wasted searching or asking around. It is very inconvenient and time consuming. Try to search around or asking people if they know anyone that provides the service that you are looking for. Small service providers struggle to get visibility. That is very true. If you're just starting out on your career as a service provider in any service, you only rely on people that already tested your service and know you. You don't have opportunity for broader audience, so you only rely on people recommending you. And if you have only a narrow audience, this will be very hard to get like people to know you better. Our solution, the Service Finder app, Service Board, a web-based platform for discovering and offering services. So Service Finder is not only a platform to find services, but also a platform to offer services as well. This is advantageous to all service providers and service seekers as well. This is a centralized platform that is not managed by anybody. It's just for the community to create services and also search for services. Users can search, browse, and contact providers. That's very true. So users, I mean service seekers, can go to the application and search for services they want, browse and contact providers directly without any middleman or without any middle intervention. Service providers can sign up and list their offerings. That's another advantage of Service Finder application. If you're a service provider and want to reach a broader audience, you can go to the application, sign up, and list your findings. You can list an unlimited amount of services that you are providing. A single person can provide 3, 4, 5, 6, or even 10 of services. Each will be listed as a separate entity or an enterprise. Impact and value. What is the impact of Service Finder and its value in the community? Empower local entrepreneurs. That is very true. Service Finder aims to empower local entrepreneurs, people that are working for themselves can utilize Service Finder to reach broader audience and to reach their potential clients as well. Easy access for anyone with internet. That is very true. Anyone with internet access, whether you're having a smartphone or a laptop or even a desktop, you can access Service Finder. Saves time and effort. You don't need to go door to door knocking to find a service, or you don't need to rely on word of mouth to find a service. Just head onto the application, search for the service that you're looking for. Contact anybody that fits your eye and let them work on your service. Build trust and community. Exactly. Service Finder builds trust and community because it's a Gambian focused service finding application. So everybody that knows this will trust the service and know that they are working with their own brothers and sisters in the same community. So how Service Finder works? Let's make Let's show you a working demo here. So pardon me for the app to load now. I'm hosting it on render. It's the free plan. That's why. So when the service hasn't been activated for a while, it shuts down. So I will demonstrate both as a user and as a service provider as well. Okay, here is the service finder main page. So as you can see, these are some of the services that are there currently. Some of them are made by me, and some of them are made by colleagues, and some of them are made by some families and friends of my colleagues and my teammates. All right, so let's say I'm a user, right? So I come to this application and I need to find a service. I don't need to sign up, nothing more. Just type the service you want. If you don't see it in the featured services here, then you can just search the service here. Let's say I'm finding an electrical, sorry. Let's say I'm finding a mobile engineer, right? I can search for mobile engineer. Yeah, so I've seen mobile engineer. This is search result of mobile engineer. This is the search page of the service finder application. So I can click on this one, and here is all the necessary contacts that I can connect with the person. That's it. This is how easy service finder is. So if you're wandering around and you're a service provider and want to provide a service, then you just click on the login button. Or if you don't have an account already, you can click on this sign up here. So I'll just create an account here. I'll call it web, first name web, and I'll call it wizard, last name, and I'll provide my email as webwizard@gmail.com, and I'll provide a password. Yeah, and this one. So just sign up right now. So I've already signed up, so it has redirected me back to the login page. So I'll just use that same email. Okay, perfect. So I've created my account and I have logged in now. So you can see when I logged in, I have my settings navigation here. Then I also have some little greeting here. I also have my search bar here, and I have this button, the most important one, called create service. So I can just create this button. I can just click on this button and it will take me to the service creation page. Then I'll call it like web developer. So I can say that I provide web development services. Then my phone numbers, just this one. My WhatsApp is also this one. Yeah, I'm in Serapinda. So this is not necessary. So I'll just upload an image. And just go to I can drag and drop, and also I can click on the upload image button. So it has two options to upload the image. Look over here. Then I'll go to my computer's misbehaving. Okay, I don't know why it's not working, but let me click this on this image. All right, so this works here, and maybe select this one, I'll select this one. Okay, then I'll just click on create service. So I've successfully created my service. If I want, I can add another one or go to my dashboard. Go to the main page here. I can see the service listed here. So this is the new service that I just created right now. And if anyone visited, you can see my details, the necessary contacts to get in touch with me. Now, let's go to the settings page. Users can edit their details, their account details, like their name, email, and they can also reset their password from here. I'll just try to change my name, and so web professional. Professional. Yep, and I'll just update that. So yeah, that was updated and it was updated here as well. So yeah, so I can also visit my services here. Then on my service that I have, service that I created, I can edit. I can also delete them. I can edit my service here. My web developer, and I say extraordinary, extraordinary. Yeah, and I can click on save update service. It will be updated to extraordinary. If I go back here, yeah, if I go back here, I can click on this delete button. I'll just simulate that right now. I'll just click on it, and I've successfully deleted my service. And I can go back. So let me show you how this thing also views on their mobile devices. Since a lot of Gambians will be using their mobile phones to access this application. So this is how the application is on mobile phone. Very responsive. So you just have on the mobile phone, you just have your settings page and your logout button here. You can search for services and mobile only. Then you can see a service. This is services here. If you want to create a new service, just click on this plus button. Just click on the plus button. You can enter your service details here and create your service. Go to the settings page. You can see everything that was there on the biggest screen is also here as well. Go to services. Everything is also here as well. I can also click on here and add a new service. Sorry about that. All right, so this is what we have for service finding. So potential of growth, scalability of this application. I've got a recommendation about adding an authentication and a verification process like an OTP, and also adding a review section. These are two main scalability options. So in the near future, we are planning to work on that and add an authentication OTP verification section, two-factor authentication using email or SMS. Also, we'll be adding review section for each service provider. Like if you visit the service provider here, you can have some review underneath here for the service provider, so that you can be confident when contacting the service provider. So yeah, this is what we have for Service Finder. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Solomon. That's a very impressive project. Yeah, Cherno, you can go ahead and ask a question. I can think about a question because, like, my question was because like currently the review is only for the entire website, but not for a person. So like if I go and look for web developer site, I want to see how the reviews they have and what people are saying about that person. But like since he said it's going to be out in the future, then you can go ahead and I can think about another question, John.
Yeah, I was also gonna ask, I was gonna make a point on the OTP. Thank God he bring that up. So I think this is overall pretty awesome. I'm glad that you and your team were able to work on this within this sort range, like given the time frame you guys were given. So I think the only question I have right now is if giving funding, let's imagine you are giving funding right now, or grant support for this. What would be your first major improvements for Service Finder?
Right, thank you very much, Cherno, for that question. So my first major improvement is to officially to make it official and available by a domain name and a reliable hosting provider, and host the site on a reliable hosting provider, and also by a database for the website. So these are the things that I will do.
Okay, awesome.
All right. So yeah, I'm also thinking about the future because I think this is a very great product and I think people can use this product and it's going to be very useful. My question is, what are some ways you can monetize this website? Is it going to be like a free tool for everyone to use, or is it like you're going to be monetizing it so people can like pay like a monthly subscription to put their business out there for people to find it?
Okay, thank you very much. So over the years, I've been wanting to do something like this. and I've made a lot of plans. I was even working on a project like this, but it was a mobile application. Okay, I plan to implement a lot of features in it. So yeah, that was it's a project that's on my GitHub and it is currently on await. So this one came in my mind when I explained it to my teammates, and they said, yeah, let's just create it. But I told them that this kind of website requires a lot of features. So therefore, we're just going to make a minimalist version of it. Okay, I'm not planning to monetize this anyways. So, but maybe if for only the only reason why I will consider monetizing is for maybe to keep the service running. And for that, what I will do is to run some little ads, find a section around the website that I will do some little advertisement from AD providers and display it here so that if any user click it, maybe I can get some sense from it. At the end of the month, I can see how much I get and I can gather this money. With addition of some support, I can also continue paying for the resources that the website is using. But my plan for this thing was to make this like a community tool, free community tool for people to use.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think this is going to be useful for like especially small businesses, small business owners like to put their product out there and people to be able to pay it. All right, thank you very much. Then we will go on ahead with our last presentation here by Market Price Tracker by Musbi Jawo, Alhussein Umibra, Ali Sar, and Umilo.
So, good evening, everyone. My name is Hussein Umibra. So, I'll be presenting on behalf of my families. So, our hackathon project is called the Marketplace. What is the Marketplace? So this is an online platform that connects local business traders and buyers, customers. So I'll be here to explain and this thing, tell you more about our project. So let's start. So why was this project built? The problems that led to the building of this project, made us believe that this idea is really worth building. There are three things. So one is the pricing. The second one, the difficulty in finding traders sellers, and the third one is the time wasting, like the time management. So let me explain about the first one. So we all know it's hard to find the real prices in the market. Let's say sub A is selling something at 500, so B will be selling at 450 and other. So this project is meant so that we know which price, the minimal price of product, so that clients will see which one is more satisfying and buy that one. So when it comes to difficulties in finding sellers, we all know about that. We all go to market all the time. We all go to buy products. We all see when it comes to finding the right seller, things are always hard. We all know that. So there's no more to explain on that. So when it comes to the time, this is time wasting. Let's say your mom or dad sends you to go and know the price of something. To go and find out what, let's say for example, uniform. The student they ask you to go and find. So instead of you to go all the way to the school, you have a platform that is specifically built for that. So you just go and search for uniform and see about your school's uniform. You see the price, stuff. You gain your stuff. No need to waste time all the way to go there. So that's why this marketplace is aims to solve all these problems through technology. So when we go to the third slide about the solution, basically those are the things I just explained here. So this digital platform will allow you as a client to browse through products, while the traders will be the ones to post the products along with their contact info, so that when you're interested, you can get in contact with them without any difficulty. So the real world benefits that this product brings, this innovation brings, are the real-time price tracking. It empowers communities. It improves market access. So we all know, like when technology is involved in anything, it improves. That is one thing. So, and also empowering communities, bringing, traders and buyers together, Yes. This things you see right here, the screenshots of the website. Later we'll show you a live demo about that. So don't worry. So I'll let my co-presenter Alu to complete the next slide for you guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Alusal, team member of my farm Dev. Like we have here the key features. The key features means that like what are the features the website offer or the product offer. And we have here product listing, multi-role access, and user-friendly interface. And you have here registration and login. And when we talk about the product listing, seller can add products and with image, phone number, and price. And when the seller add these stuffs, like the client will be able to view it and will see the contact detail of the seller. And you have here the multi-role system. Like here, you have two roles as a buyer and a seller. And when you log in as a buyer, then you cannot post products. But when you log in as a seller, then that one you can post products and you will have access to how many products you have been posting and so on. And you have your friendly mobile friendly user interface. Okay, sorry, I'm in a rush. Like you have your mobile friendly user interface. Like this one, it will be responsive on your device and on any phone, tablet, TV, and all those other stuffs. Like it will run smoothly on your device. And you have here user registration and login. Like the buyer and seller can create an account, and if they already have an account, like they will just go and log in. And you have the tech stack. Guys, sorry, I'm not seeing. I'm using my phone to view, but I'm not seeing the slides properly, so I'm using on my PC. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah, and we have here the tech stack. The tech stack, you have here the back end, front end, database, and hosting. Like the back end, you have your Django framework provide the trusted data handling. Like there will be no leaked data, and hackers cannot penetrate it because it's very secure. And you have here the front end, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The HTML is the markup language, CSS is for the styling, and JavaScript is for the interaction, like where you have the click, shadow, and all those other stuff. And you have here the data. The database, you use SQLite because it's more powerful and you can handle much of data. And you have here the hosting. The hosting we use render as of now. As time goes on, we'll try and see how are we going to post it, and so that anyone can view it anyone can search it on Google.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. All right, guys, this was the end of our PowerPoint presentation. Thank you so much to all the judges for your time. We truly appreciate your effort in making this experience valuable and encouraging. I am Umulum, and I had the pleasure of working with an amazing team, which is Musa Jao. We have Alfusheni Emaiba, Aliu Esat, and Umulum. Thank you all for your wonderful attention.
And we'll have Musbija to come and present to show us the live demo of the site. So
okay, guys. So I'm here to show the live demo in action. So this is the live demo of the dashboard. So if you log in as a client, you will not see any dashboard here for you. So I will log out and try to register. Start, press. Okay, this must be create a new user. I give out my password. So like the way the presenters say, the website currently is have two user roles, the clients and the seller. So the clients, they have different rules to do. So the client can also do only the product, but they cannot add anything inside the website. But as for the buyers, as for the sellers, those are the kind of people who are who are allowed to add products and post it directly. So here is the live demo. So I'm about to add one product. So even if you don't have, even if you don't add products, there are already some products that some users added right now. So you can scroll down, you see categories. Yeah, this is the categories. Yeah. And I add the clothes image. Yeah. So after you added the product, it should be displaying on this side. Yeah. So after the product already added, so it will show that like you are the user who already added the product. Yeah. So that's what we have for you guys. Thank you all.
All right, thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. All right, so I have a question. So I saw that the buyers when they wanna sign up for the site, they either choose whether to be a client or to be a buyer, right? And most websites, what I see is like the seller, they have their own admin portal, which is approved by you guys, the people who created the application, and they can add products, and you guys have to review the product and see whether it follows the terms, the conditions, and the rules of the site you're creating. Because like you don't want somebody to go in the site and put in a product that's not uh like somebody going in the website and posting marijuana or like selling other products that are harmful to the kids. So I think like in the future you can have a feature like a different admin dashboard where the users can go and they can create their own where the people selling these products can go and add their own product. So that was what I wanted to add on a feature consideration. So my question is, since you guys use all of these frameworks and tools and libraries, what was the most challenging part of this project and how do you guys tackle it?
Okay. So the most challenges first was on the handling the database. Yeah, handling the database was very challenging for us because we started with SQLites for the development, and we try to switch it to Postgres so that it will be more secure and reliable. But with the help of the team, we try to manage with the current SQLite database. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have
And I will give my colleague to speak.
And I have another answer for that. Like the most challenging part is like for the 3 days, you can say it's enough and it's not enough because we spend most of the nights coding and we all come together as a team. We will be at one place and we'll be coding from there. And so that and from there we can help our colleagues if they have errors and bugs to fix. Yeah. That's what I have.
Thank you. Cherno, do you have a question?
Yeah, of course. So team my farm dev, this is pretty awesome. I think I just have 2 things to add. You know, I specifically remember working on this back then on my first internship, and the thing, like the experience was just crazy. Like I was just able to realize that, building the site is one thing and getting users up there and sellers to start selling and buyers to start buying is another thing. I remember we have to go around the streets, asking people for registration, stuff like that. So like, I just want to know, how do you guys plan to partner with institutions or market vendors to actually scale this and get people to start using your application, for instance?
All right. If we are to do that, then we do social media marketing, where you post it, like let's say Instagram, for example, you post it on Instagram, let it go around, let people know about it at distance. And also, like we all have neighbors that are shopkeepers and other stuff. So we can, go to them and explain to them. And, some rumors say that these Fula boutique people, they have a community. I don't know whether they understand. So where they have many shop people in the same community so that they can increase prices and other stuff. So things like that are true. If you tell them about it, you tell them to market it with their fellow shopkeepers and other stuff. They will do it, and then you'll have more users listing. And also, I think those are the ways we will motivate around.
Okay, that seems awesome. Maybe one other thing I could add on is, okay, as we get to onboard more vendors onto your site and more users and more buyers, like the site is exponentially expanding, how do you actually plan to scale it, for your system to be able to handle all of this without actually crashing?
Yeah, for that's why we use Django, because Django can handle all of those stuff. Yeah, without making anything like a hackers to scale on a project or do anything that is illegal. That's why we use Django, so it can help us handle all of those stuff.
Okay, Alhagie, you have anything to add?
And I also have a point. Like Alhagie, you said that like before the users start using the product, like you have sell and buy. Like we were saying about like when someone posts their marijuana, and that's exactly right. Like from this project, we came here to see what the judges will say and what we need to improve on this project, and so that after the hackathon, then we'll not improve on that, then we will now host it so that it will be live and it will be all secure and people can use it perfectly. Yeah, that's what I have. Thanks.
All right. Thank you guys, everyone that presented. This was the last presentation. I will share my screen here. So the next part is judging, but while the judging is taking place, I will invite, we have a guest, Wilfred Topsoba. He's my friend. He's from Burkina Faso and currently studying computer science, computer engineering here at the Milwaukee School of Engineering. So Wilfred had a lot of leadership skills, and when we created this hackathon, we chose the team leaders based on their experience, and we put together people who have knowledge in programming, and beginners, sort of like the beginners can learn from them. And like we are happy to see that like a lot of these people who we chose to be captains, they took on to this leadership role, and they wanted to be to lead the team and also provide back and also give back the knowledge they have to the people who are complete beginners. And I will invite Wilfred here in just a few seconds so that he can introduce himself and all the leadership activities he's been doing. And while the grading is taking place, you guys can get inspired by him and his journey. And I will invite Wilfred in just a moment here to do his presentation while me and Cherno will go out to finish up the grading. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, so Jordan is in progress, and our Wilfred, you can turn on your mic and you can, and the floor is yours.
All right, so thank you, Alhagie, for the introduction. Can you all hear me very well?
Yep, I can.
Okay, good. So as Alhagie mentioned, I'm Wilfred, and it's a pleasure to be here and to talk a little bit about my leadership experience and hopefully to inspire each one of you to keep moving forward with what you are doing or taking on some more leadership role in wherever you end up going, either at school or if you end up owning your own business, you'll be happen to lead other people along the way. And if you do have like any question along the way, you can put them in the chat, or at the end, feel free to ask them. So before I start, I would say I was really impressed for the work that each of you have done, although not already in college, but also in high school, and you all are pretty young at certain age, but doing all those work, it's really great. And that's kind of speak that you don't have like to be 20 or 23 years old to start doing like a really great work. And this also come to leadership. You don't have to be 30, 32 to think that, oh, I can be a leader now. No, even if at such a young age, you can be a leader and you can lead people that are older than you. So before I came to the US, I did all my studies in Burkina Faso, high school studies. And after I graduated from high school, I just went straight in the US to continue my studies, starting first by learning English. And it was quite a different experience, not having like my parents here. So I have to kind of learn and grow along the way. So I was in the leadership program and I read a lot of books. That's the beautiful of being here in America. You kind of get exposed to a lot of things, and most of the stuff is already written in books. So I encourage you first to enjoy reading. If you are not a reader, it come with time. So I did learn English, and I went back home. I taught English to high school graduate and professional level, like people that are the age of my parents, I would say. But I wasn't intimidated to teach them because like knowledge doesn't have age. Same with leadership. So I came back to the US and I did study at Madison College, and one of the, I wouldn't say craziest idea, but the most leadership challenge I took was to run for the student body president. And coming from Africa with a different background, a lot of people told me, well, you don't even know the US system, so why do you want to become the president? That's the kind of crazy. And I say, well, it isn't written that you have to be born in the US or be from the US to run for the president. So I believe like I do have the potential. I had one friend that kind of said like, oh, I think you can do it. You taught English, so I think you can lead. And it was more than it was 5 campuses total, so more than 14,000 students that I have to represent and talk with the school leadership, including the president and some of the senators here in the US. So it can feel intimidating, but I know I have the support, and everything you put your mind into, you can do it. So let me reassure you that anything you put your mind into, no matter how difficult it is, you just need to find the right people to train you and be willing to do the work that it takes to get you there. And one day, being patient, one day you will get there. So I did that, and I ran for the president. I had like one classmate that decided to be my campaign manager. Pretty easy. So I have to talk to people and encourage them to vote for me. That was the challenging part, being shy. But you have to get out of your comfort zone sometime. It feels really it feels really good when you're in your comfort zone and you don't want to step out. And that's like with everything. If you feel comfortable, you don't want to get out of there because you feel like, oh, what if I get out and it's not comfortable anymore? The truth is that when you get out there, you will see that, oh, it's better and even like more comfortable. I saw someone raise their hand. Give me 1 second, I'll finish my sentence and then you can feel free to ask your question. So you can say that they feel like really more better getting out of this comfort zone. So I did get up and I talked to people in the cafeteria and everywhere. And luckily I was elected as a student president, and I led the organization for 1 year, did a pretty impressive work over there. And I was happy to leave the school, not like feeling like inspired that other people that take it over. That was the challenging, but you want to make sure if you do a great work, there's people behind you that can take it over and move on. That's a really important thing in leadership, and that's come with motivating others as well. If you are like a leader and you are alone doing the work, that's good, but not great. You won't go farther. Like you won't be able to achieve really great things. It's the power of teamwork and having people with the same vision like you, willing to do the work that can take you really far. So I work with the team and did achieve most of the goal, and I set up like new goals for them. What I plan to see as a future of the organization and the whole student body. And the next team were able to take over, had a lot of people competing to run for the president's position. Just by seeing me lead, they feel like inspired and they feel like they can do it too. And that was really self-satisfying and fulfilling for me. And I did receive a lot of honor. And still today, I can still talk with the president of the school. He's retired now, but he's a good friend of mine, I would say now, thanks to all the work that I did and the connection that I built. And sometimes you may step yourself into something in leadership, not knowing all the benefits that can come back after that. But just get into it. Sometimes you won't realize, but things comes for those that look for it and work for it as well. And I went all the way to DC, and that was my first time through the school as well to talk and advocate for more funding for the university and just to improve the student experience. And by working on improving the student experience, I was able to improve my own experience as well as a student leader. And I'm really grateful for that. And I have a book that I wrote about it. It's not published yet, but it will be out sometime soon if I get the publisher that's kind of highlight all of those experience. So currently at MSOE, I also joined the National Society of Black Engineers just for the same reason, to be able to share my experience and help lead, because sometimes when you lead, you learn and grow. There's a lot of things that you can read in the books and it's all like theory, but to put it in practice, you have to kind of put yourself out there. And by leading, you're doing a lot of stuff. Or you're leading other people, and that's what you would sometimes do in the real world, depending on what you want to do. If you become the owner of the company, you'll be leading people, and it doesn't like come in one day. It's all those experience that you have as like a child or young that you may take for granted that can set you up for success when you become like a leader. You may want, oh, how am I able to lead all those people suddenly? But it's not suddenly, because when you were young, you did take on some leadership position, you did lead people, you work in a team, and that's what you end up doing in your career. Or I think whatever you end up doing, you be happen to work with people. Even if you are your own boss, selling some products and services, you're working with people and you have to be able to convince them to buy a product. And all those soft skills that they don't teach inside the classroom, I think it'd be even difficult to teach them. You can give all those skills for leadership, work with others, work on different projects, and cultivating that when you were young. That's the most important thing I would say. Because when you're young, you can take so many risks, so don't be afraid. Just take them. What's the worst thing that can happen? If you fall or you fail, you're still young. You can get and back up and learn and move on. But if you get like the risk that you can take are pretty limited. So with that, I would stop there and see if there's some question. I've seen some hands raised before, so feel free to unmute and ask the question that you may have.
Hello, Top Server.
Yes.
Yeah, it's wonderful to hear from you. My name is Jallow. When it comes to leadership, since junior school, it's not something that always that I have the affinity to do. Most of the time, I'm like, I can't be be treating people if or like I can be someone the world can rely on. So before you come into this picture, were you something like that? Were you always asking yourself or being between the line whether you should step in for leadership or
That's a great question. So before I came into this position, I was like pretty shy, I'm gonna be honest, and I was like really reserved. I was like an introverted person. So I always in my comfort zone and I didn't want to get out of there. So I was mainly like on my own doing stuff at home. I have friends that sometimes came over, but I never see myself like leading others. I just read, meditate, and that's it on my own. Because I didn't want to, feel like, oh, I have like to lead others. I feel like you have to have like certain extraordinary skills and you have like to be, strong. Maybe like, oh, you be tall, like, I don't know, Barack Obama, like a really great president to be able to lead. That's what I used to think. But what's help is just like you need sometimes only one person that believes in you, and they can see the potential that you have, and they can point it out and push you. And when you start to say, oh, actually, I can do it, and then you move forward with it.
Okay, thank you.
That's why me in my room every side. It's not a bad thing. Just sometimes get out of your room, walk and interact with people. Yeah. Any other question?
All right, we can take one more question, then we should be good for the announcement.
All right. So if there's no further question, I will lend it back to Alhagie and keep up the great work. Thank you.
All right. Cherno, can you give like a thank you message to the people while I finish this up?
Yeah, thank you so much, Tafshowa, for that. It's actually quite inspiring hearing you going from an introverted person to a well-spoken leader, right? It's actually pretty inspiring. So this is like the final of this hackathon, and the results are finalized. Everything is being finalized. It's actually quite crazy how long you have come. 3 days ago, we started building, so I think all I have to say is like I can't express the amount of excitement and the way I've been inspiring seeing these kids build all of this amazing stuff within this short time frame. I'm really, really inspired, right? I remember like I actually started this whole journey of coding and programming back in high school, but I actually like never participated in this. And these people are way beyond me. Like I actually started being started being serious with this somewhere around 11th grade. But these people started this like very early, and I'm actually very inspired. And for the university students too, the freshmen, this is just like an inspiration. You see, like there is no limit. It doesn't matter that you are in freshmen, that you gonna be like, hey, even my final year students in the university are not doing this. This is like a very good inspiration to learn from and lesson to learn from. And overall, we are so much excited and like glad to have you all here. And even if you are not being able to select it, it doesn't mean like there. Of course, we have winners and losers, but then the fact that you are able to join, break that audacity, like even with low skills, being able to speak for yourself, work on the project, meet so many people, learn this teamwork communication skills. This is something that is gonna take you far, far, far. I mean, like the 5,000, 3,000, 2,000 will be over like in less than a month, probably. But then the skills you learn will also take forever. So this is what I have to say. Now I think we can move on to the next section by Alhagie.
All right. So the exciting part is here. So we have the final results for the hackathon here, and we will start it from the 3rd place, 2nd place, and then the 1st place. Okay. All right. So for the 3rd place, in the 3rd place, we have a team that is my camera. So give me a second. All right. So in the 3rd place, we have a team that shows us the power of data done right. Like they didn't just build a dashboard; they curated their own data set, cleaned it, transformed it into meaningful insight. Their graphs and visual outputs made price trends easy to understand, and their clear step-by-step documentation stood out as a model of clarity. This team proved the solid foundation and the simplicity can be just as impactful as complex features. And without further ado, the team that took the 3rd place is Exploring Cost of Living in the Gambia by Basiru Jallow and Hawamudupe Danso. Let me see you guys' reaction in the chat. Can everybody give a reaction? All right, thank you guys. I think this project is very important because like I know 2 things people are experiencing in the Gambia is the first one is corruption and the cost of living. And I think them thinking of how they can come up with an innovative idea to show people how the current prices of these basic commodities are being increased within the 4 years. And I think this project have a lot of potential, and they can add more years and they can add more trends to show people what's actually going on with the prices in the country. All right, then for the second place here, for this project, this project amazes us with the feature part, dynamics of the project and the technical impressive of how this person built their project and how it stood out. And from to-do lists, notes, budgeting tools to persistent data, filtering, search, delete, and update functionalities, they thought of it all. Like they even added visual graphs with dynamic updates, wrote their own components, and made the design fully responsive. This project was backed by critical thinking, strong execution, making it clear, stand out, and worthy of the second place tonight. So without further ado, the second place goes to the productivity art by Kyla JD Cha. Congratulations, Kyla. Let me see. Let me see the reaction, guys.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, and the fact that he's been coding since 8 years old is very impressive. Like just looking at your code, the way you explain how your code works, it's very, very impressive.
Yeah.
All right, so we will go to the last one here, the most important, the one everybody have been waiting for, which is the first place of the Hack4Gambia 2025 August Hackathon Challenge. And finally, our first place winners. This team tackled one of the most important problems facing our communities, finding services wherever and whenever you need it. They delivered a project that was practical, well-structured, and easy to scale. They combined a clean user interface with admin functionalities, a highly relevant problem definition, and a responsive design. They went the extra mile with creating, reading, updating, and deleting features, and even a forgot password functionalities. On top of that, they demonstrated strong teamwork, providing that when design and collaboration meet, you get a project with serious growth. And the winners for the 2025 Hack4Gambia is Team Service Finder by Solomon Williams, Joro Jan, and Momodu Alpha Jallow. Let me see the reactions in the chat.
Man, congratulations, man. I'm so proud of your Team Service Finder.
Yeah. All right, for the winners, we can start from the third place. Tashiro too. If you guys can give a speech of how you guys are feeling.
Honestly, thank you so much, guys. I wasn't really expecting it. Just registering for this hackathon without knowing anything. I don't know anything about it. I just said, let me just enter and see and be part of the team. I wasn't even expecting to be in the top 5. So thank you so much. It was really a great experience. Thank you.
Thank you. And next team, Kylo, do you want to say anything?
Thank you all very much for this opportunity. Like, I am very grateful for the opportunity, and I really never thought I'd get into the podium, to be honest. Like, I feel like my project was irrelevant and out of the scene that others were doing, but still, thank you for what you've done. And this money is really gonna help me out, especially my father.
Yeah, thank you very much, Carla. Like, it was a very impressive project. Like, the way you built the project is really impressive, and your coding skill is something to be very proud of. And for the winners, Solomon, do you guys have anything to say?
Yo, thank you very much. I really appreciate this stuff. It has been a wonderful journey, and this is really inspiring. And seeing this kind of thing like gives me hope, and for the Gambia that there's potential and there's a future for tech in the Gambia. And this is wonderful, as I said earlier. I'm speechless currently, to be honest. I'm speechless, but I'm grateful to my team. I'm grateful to you, Cherno, and everybody that facilitated this stuff. Thank you very much. This is very, very helpful. And I pray this thing go further, and maybe next year we might have something like this again.
Yeah, thank you, Solomon. Like, this project is really impressive, and me and Cherno, we're gonna be here. Like, if you guys want to scale out this project and you guys need any help, like, we always here for you guys again. All right, so for the next agenda is the Pycon ticket raffle here. So I will switch my screen here. Okay. Okay, so let me test it out one time. Then, okay. All right, so is everyone seeing the screen? So we have all the names who participated in the kickoff, they participated in the hackathon, and then they're currently present in the presentation. So in the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, the winner for the ticket is Howard Cham. Howard Cham will receive a free ticket for the Pycon Senegambia conference happening in November, I think so, this year. All right, congratulations, Howard Cham. And for the winners, you guys are going to receive your money through waves. We'll coordinate that with the team captains, and you guys will receive it before the end of the day. All right, so certificate. So okay, let me run this script here. It will send a certificate to everyone who participated in this hackathon, and yep, it will take 1 to 2 minutes before everyone receive all of the certificate. So moving on, I'll let you guys know when all the certificates are sent. It's going to take like 1 to 2 minutes. Then, okay, I already received mine. I used mine for testing, and I was able to receive mine. Okay, so the next one here is just final remarks. So I mean, this Cherno already did his final remark, and I just want remember, I want everybody to remember, like, this hackathon is not the end. It's just the beginning of a movement to make technology more accessible, to inspire more young people to keep building solutions that matters. And congratulations to our top 5 teams and to everyone who participated, because this is just because just by showing up, learning, and creating, you've already won. So like, everyone who participated in this hackathon is a winner. And I want to say 2 things. It's going to sound cliche, and I said it in the kickoff. Like, there are 2 things, like the dedication. Like, whatever you do, be dedicated to it. You know, be hard work and have discipline. Like, even if there are times or without the resources, like, you still have to go push through it. And like, one day, inshallah, like, whatever you dream of is going to come through. All you need is dedication. And the second one, Wilfred mentioned it, like, having the right people around you. Like, if you're interested in tech, you know, like, look for friend groups who are going to support you to achieve those dreams. Like, you know, if your friendship people are not empowering you to what you want to be in the future, they're not really your friends. And like, you should try your best to be with people who will be there for you. And if you need anything, they'll be there for you, and they will support you in whatever you do. So thank you for being part of Hack4Gambia 2025. We can't wait to see you build what's next for this country. And yeah, thank you for being part of Hack4Gambia. Stay connected. Hack4Gambia is more than a hackathon, it's a movement. Thank you to the participants and the team leaders, myself, Jallow, Basiru. And please, you guys will scan the QR code, and the link was sent to the group chat. You guys give us feedback, because we want to keep doing this again. And this is our first time doing it, and we learn a lot from it, and we want to keep improving on it. So you guys please fill out the survey, and thank you guys very much.
Okay, guys, thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. Let me see if all the certificates have been sent out successfully. Okay, it's still running. Okay. All right, thank you guys. I will let you guys know if all the certificates have been sent, and we will catch you guys on the next one.